Tennis is about resiliency, mental focus, concentration. It's a mental game.
I'm going to work to the back, all right? Just go a couple forehands cross court. Wide base, split step. I'm going to run you. Nice and smooth. Oh, there it is. Fantastic shot.
Eric Riley can fondly remember his first tennis tournament he saw at the Spectrum. It inspired an 8-year-old to become the first African-American captain at an Ivy League school.
I had a dream of being a pro tennis player. Our mom took us to see Arthur Ashe in 1969. I got a tennis racket the next day, and I had a dream of being a good player. So for us, it was never really about first anything.
Awesome. Change direction.
And when he was finished firing forehands, Eric started teaching. And that's when his career became an even bigger hit.
Here we go. Smooth movement to the ball. You have to follow that in. Quick adjustment steps. Let's go.
Coaching some of the game's greats, including Pam Shriver. And now today, Lisa Raymond.
Very well respected. If you mention his name, people are going to say, God, what a great guy he is. And that goes very far. You know, I mean, being able to be a stand-up guy as a coach and just as a person on the tour, I mean, you don't find many of those out there.
But Eric's most passionate project is a 23-year-old who hopes one day she'll also make it to the top.
Good spacing on every ball, honey. Let's go. Let's go to work.
Alexandra Riley, or Xan for short,
Atta girl,
is Eric's only daughter.
Nice, Xan.
And his most challenging student.
It's a good thing and a bad thing.
On that drop shot, follow it in.
Luckily, he's one of the best coaches in the world, although I don't listen to him all the time because it's hard to listen to your dad.
Just next time you drop shot, follow it in. All right, last two.
It's not easy to coach your kid, but she chose this herself.
I know, it's just popping it back. Ready? Inside out approach.
Even as a youngster, I never entered her in a tournament. She would go online and enter her own tournaments. I always joke and say she could have a management company because she enters her tournaments, she withdraws from tournaments. A lot of times, players have agents that do all this stuff.
Excellent extension there.
It's very difficult to coach your kids.
Atta girl.
I've been smart enough to lay a foundation and kind of let her navigate.
But Eric's message can only travel so far. For Xan to get where she wants to go, she must navigate the world on her own, and doing it alone, because bringing a coach would cost way too much. In fact, last year alone, she played tournaments on 5 different continents, earning very little prize money just to gain some much-needed experience.
A lot of good American players, they don't want to travel outside of the country. They stay home. The draws in America, because of the amenities, because of the comfort, the tournaments are much, much tougher. Sometimes she wouldn't even get into the qualifying events of the tournaments. So, you know, she's kind of made the world her backyard, and for that reason, she can make it on the tour, because it's a global sport.
At times, traveling the globe has proven to be the easiest part of her job.
I had a slump where I didn't win a match for like a year, so at that point, yeah, I felt like, why am I doing this? I felt burnt out and just like a little bit lost.
Everybody can hit the ball. Everybody's good. Now, what's between the ears, you know, it definitely, you know, separates a lot of them, as well as what they're willing to do.
In 2012, that determination and resiliency was tested even further when she tore her ACL in a tournament some 5,000 miles away in Turkey.
I thought it was kind of like the end of my career because I knew it was totally messed up. I'd never been injured in my life basically until that, and I knew it was pretty severe.
But Xan continues to push forward. Last year she lost to Alexandra Stevenson, the daughter of Dr. J, who skyrocketed to stardom when she reached the semis at Wimbledon in 1999. Today, Stevenson is now ranked 466th in the world, still plugging away at the age of 34, and a reminder how quickly a career can come crashing down.
Alexandra Stevenson had the world at her feet, and when you have that initial success as a young player, it doesn't get easier. It gets tougher.
Too often now, I think what happens is, you know, these kids, they have the wrong people around them. And, you know, it needs to be more of a positive atmosphere. They have to enjoy it and just be able to kind of look up to people and around them. It can be lonely out there.
Xan has found that out the hard way. But fortunately, she has a father who knows what it takes to climb to the top.
When we have another interview and she's in the top 50 in the world, getting ready to play the Australian Open in 2017, you know, we'll all be saying, hey, we did the right thing. But I always remind her, I said, Xan, listen, you're on the right track.